What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated two-time heavyweight world champion, British superstar boxer Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. He held a press conference today for his highly anticipated trilogy match with Olympic bronze medalist, former WBC American heavyweight world champion superstar boxer Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. With that said, Tyson Fury was leaving the press conference and he was asked about Deontay Wilder and his new training footage and being with new trainer Malik Scott. Okay, and Tyson Fury, he gave Malik Scott a lot of praise. He says he's a very educated boxing trainer. He's a very educated boxer, and he's going to make for a very good trainer. He says that he believes that Malik Scott is definitely teaching teaching Deontay Wilder everything he needs to know for this trilogy match. But Tyson Fury, he reiterates what he said in the actual press conference. He continues to harp on this. He says that when Deontay Wilder hits him with a big right hand, he anticipates getting hit with a big right hand, unlike in the second fight. He said in the second fight, he grazed him in the first round with a big right hand, and it kind of buzzed him. He says with this fight, he anticipates getting hit with a big right hand he may not even see coming. He says, but he believes he's going to weather the storm because he already knows what it feels like, Deontay Wilder's power. So he already knows what to anticipate from Deontay Wilder and his power. He says he only has one trick, and that's the right hand. He says that he anticipates getting hit with the big right hand at some point in time. He says, but then all the training method that Deontay Wilder is learning, he says is going to go out the window. He'll see red and resort back to the fighter he was in the second fight and in the first fight. He'll get overzealous. He'll make mistakes. And Tyson Fury, he reiterates once again that that's when he's going to, capitalize on the opening, take advantage of it. And he says he's going to stop Deontay Wilder even earlier than he did in the first fight. He says it's going to be before the seventh round. Ironically enough, Tyson Fury continues to harp on the same points as he stated in the press conference. This is the exact same thing Tyson Fury stated in the press conference. Now he's stating to other social media platforms as he left the press conference. Okay, he continues to say that he'll be bigger, much bigger in this fight. He plans to be 300 pounds in this fight. He says that he already has the blueprint to beat Deontay Wilder. He says that the weight gain is going to help him absorb the right hand. This is something that I talked about during my live stream. I stated that Tyson Fury may be looking to gain weight he believes that that's his way of absorbing Deontay Wilder's power. Okay, and he stated that. He said the weight is going to help him maneuver Deontay Wilder around the ring. It's going to help him, take his punches, and he believes he's going to take his best punch. He stated that he believed his best punch was in the first fight when he was dropped in the 12th round. He says from there on, he got hit with a big right hand in the second fight in the first round. It buzzed him. He says, but he believes that he's grown accustomed to taking Deontay Wilder's power. Now, I highly doubt that because Deontay Wilder, he has the highest knockout ratio in the history of the sport of boxing. And those punches that he hit Tyson Fury with in the first knockdown were grazing. In the second knockdown, he didn't get full extension on the punches, a la he did with Arthur Spilker and like he did with Dominic Brazil. He got full extension on those punches. In this case with Tyson Fury, he never got full extension on those punches. Okay, he never truly shortened them up. He never truly hid the right hand. In this case, he's going to hide the right hand. And it's very, very telling that former two-division world champion, British superstar, Hall of Fame boxer Ricky Hatton, he uttered the same sentiments. He stated that he believes Deontay Wilder has dynamite in his right hand. He says that Deontay Wilder is going to make the necessary adjustments going into this trilogy match, and Tyson Fury is definitely going to have to be 1,000% on his P's and Q's and 1,000% prepared for Deontay Wilder because he believes that it's going to be a different version of Deontay Wilder in the ring. With that said, Big John Fury, Tyson Fury's father, he also uttered the same sentiments when he stated that there's a strong possibility Deontay Wilder can be a completely revamped guy going into this trilogy match, and he doesn't like the fight for Tyson Fury. He said that Tyson Fury also wasn't focused. He was focused on fighting fellow countryman, two-time unified heavyweight world champion, British superstar boxer Anthony Joshua, and then he had to turn his attention back to Deontay Wilder. So he stated that he don't like the fight. He don't like the fact that he was focused on one fight, and now he has to go back into this fight. And with Deontay Wilder having a chip on his shoulder and can be possibly be a completely different guy going into the trilogy match than he saw in the first two fights, he doesn't like the fight, and he felt that his son Tyson Fury should vacate the belts and then just go ahead and pursue Anthony Joshua. Okay, so with that said, they both don't like this fight, and Tyson Fury, he's speaking as if he believes Deontay Wilder would be a changed fighter. He just believes that all his skill set, all his discipline, at some point in time, should I say, when he lands a big right hand, is going to go out the window, and he's going to revert back to his old self, and that's when Tyson Fury believes that he is going to capitalize on the mistakes Deontay Wilder makes. So it seems to me as that they definitely believe, and they definitely been paying attention, that Deontay Wilder is going to be a completely different guy going into the trilogy. Tyson Fury, he also stated that Deontay Wilder he was expected the best version of Deontay Wilder in the second fight, and he just didn't show up. So he says that he has no doubt there were some issues, but he just didn't show up. So he's saying now he's expecting the best version of himself. He says that maybe Malik Scott could bring out the best version of him, and now in this fight, they can actually put on a show. He says it was a one-sided affair in the second fight. So it seems like all parties involved are paying very close attention to Deontay Wilder's adjustments and his training. And you're only getting to see what he wants you to see, okay? You're not seeing full training. So with that said, Malik Scott, he's very confident that they're going to win this trilogy match, okay? If you see Deontay Wilder, his training, he's hiding the right hand, okay? And you're getting a lot of boxing pundits and a lot of boxers and his peers that are starting to say, well, there may be a case for Deontay Wilder going into this trilogy match. He is the most athletic heavyweight currently in the sport of boxing today. He has the most power in the sport of boxing today and in history. And he's very rangy. Okay, now Tyson Fury is a big guy. He came in at 6'9", 273 pounds for the rematch. Deontay Wilder came in at 6'7" at 232 pounds. Okay. So I'm expecting him to come in about 225 pounds to be more mobile. And obviously, I'm expecting him to be more technical. As Malik Scott stated in his press conference today, Malik Scott, he stated that, it's not that Deontay Wilder can't do it. It's just that he hasn't been doing it. So he stated that in preparation for the Bermane Stiverne fights, he was moving around, he was boxing. It's just that he didn't need to use it because the fight itself didn't call for it. He says in a preparation for, I believe he said Luis Ortiz, he was moving around, he was utilizing the ring. He didn't need it, so he didn't do it. So it's not that he can't do it. It's just that he didn't do it. And so Deontay Wilder himself, he even was admitting and stated that, well, at the end of the day, he fell in love with the power. And once you know how to deliver a certain type of punch and where to target your opponent to be able to knock them out, you kind of get comfortable with that assessment of your how you're looking at things. Okay, you get comfortable with that part of the sport of boxing, and instead of having to waste, maybe wasting movement, wasting punches, you just fall in love and get comfortable and get satisfied and get complacent with just trying to land one punch, because that's all you need to do. So you become flat-footed, you become not as nimble, you don't move your head as much, because your opponent is not trying to take too many chances because they don't want to get hit with the big right hand. So Deontay Wilder, he says that it was time to go back to the basics and put himself back in position to be more versatile going into the trilogy match. And Tyson Fury is a very big guy. He's very agile and he has boxing skills. So with that said, I believe that they're very concerned with Deontay Wilder's approach going into this trilogy, and they believe that Deontay Wilder is going to be revamped. And Tyson Fury, well, he's banking on the fact that Deontay Wilder will hit him with a big punch, see red, feel like he can close the show, and then open back up and resort back to his old ways. That's what Tyson Fury is banking on. Deontay Wilder is going to be banking on his skill set going into this trilogy. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this unfolds and plays out July 24th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hit, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
This is Amanda, the real Dio Serrano, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.